This origin story of a scene in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is one of my favorites, but I have a feeling that not many people know where it came from. Now, we've already told some tales about how some of the dwarves' names changed during production, like how Sneezy was originally named Jumpy, and this dwarf didn't even have a name until Walt suggested Dopey. Others argued with Walt and said that made him sound like an addict, but Walt argued that the word appeared in Shakespeare and so they were keeping it. But it actually doesn't, so I think he made that up. But let's talk about the scene in question. So in 1936, Walt Disney was invited to an annual encampment of the Bohemian Club, and it was held in a redwood grove north of San Francisco Bay. During this gathering, they all stayed in tents, which of course meant that they could all hear each other. So when Walt returned to the studio, he had all kinds of stories about how he couldn't sleep because of the symphony of snores in all the nearby tents. Then, in typical Walt style, he reenacted the snores of all his fellow campmates. The storyboard artists who had gathered around Walt thought this idea was hilarious. So they took it to the drawing board, and that's how this snoring sequence in the dwarf's cottage was born.